What's up guys, it's your boy Unhappy Plum here, and today I want to have an honest conversation with you guys because usually on this channel I'm putting my best self forward, but there's a lot of flaws I have that I'm not necessarily hiding, but you guys just don't get to see them. And one such flaw is that I am a very angry individual. I know that may be surprising for some of you to hear considering you only ever see me when I'm calmly talking into this camera, but it's the truth. I got a lot of anger inside of me. Even if you know me in real life, you probably know me as this nice, calm, chill-ass dude. I never scream at people, I never start arguments, and if someone starts arguing with me, I try to diffuse it as quickly as possible. So you may be thinking, angry? You're not angry, what are you talking about? Well, the thing about my anger is that it's internal. I keep that shit bottled in. Because that's what men are supposed to do, right? We're supposed to suppress our emotions. But just because you suppress your emotions does not mean that they go away. They're still there and you still feel the way you feel. Now you may be wondering, well, what exactly are you so angry about? And to that I would say, where do I even begin? As soon as I leave the house, I start looking for things to piss me off. And it really is the littlest things too. Like, it could literally be the way someone walks down the street that gets me tight as fuck. I'll just think to myself, ooh, look at this guy, walking around like he's the shit. What an asshole. But it's just like, I don't know that guy. He could be a saint, he could volunteer his time on the weekends to saving orphan babies. But I'm over here making a judgment about him based on how he walks? Like, what am I doing? That example should give you some good insight into how angry I truly am. Because if that's how mad I get when I see someone walking down the street a certain way, you can only imagine how mad I get when someone does something that actually affects me. For example, in order for me to fall asleep, I need complete silence. So you have no idea how enraged I get when at 1 a.m. I hear outside my window, and I'm just like, yo, it is 1 in the fucking morning, why is your car so loud? Because you know that their car didn't come like that. They added something to the engine to make it louder on purpose. Another thing that pisses me off when I'm trying to fall asleep is when a roommate starts being loud as fuck or one of my neighbors starts blasting music. And I'm just like, yo, some of us gotta wake up early tomorrow, man, like be more considerate. But of course I don't say that out loud because, like I said, I keep my anger bottled in. So I just lay there covering my ears with the pillows getting tight as fuck while losing out on my sleep. Which only makes me more cranky when I wake up the next morning. Now, suppressing your anger definitely has its pros and cons. The good thing is that you won't come off as a complete asshole, because we all know someone who always lets all of their anger out just screaming at everybody for every little thing, and nobody likes that person. But the problem with it is that nobody knows how angry you really are. Like, people will come up to me and say, yo, Brian, you're so chill, man. Like, people will actually fucking say that. And I'll just sit there thinking, no, I'm fucking not! But yeah, it's bad because these people, they don't think you have a problem. So nobody ever teaches you how to fix it. So you end up having all this anger pent up inside of you without knowing what to do with it. You gotta learn how to deal with it on your own, which is a very daunting task. It took years for me and I still got a lot of progress to make with it. But I have learned a lot of good ways to deal with your anger, so I do want to spend the rest of the video going over some of them. But before I do that, if you've been enjoying the video so far, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot, so I would greatly appreciate it. So the first thing you need to do if you want to limit the amount of anger you feel is you need to stop going around looking for things to get mad about. Instead of being judgmental and cynical, you need to be appreciative and go out looking for the good in the world. Going back to the example I gave before where the way someone walks down the street pisses me off, the only reason why it does piss me off is because I allow it to. I'm the one who sees the way he's walking and automatically jumps to the conclusion that he thinks he's the shit. When I do this, I'm coming from a place of judgment. But let's say instead I decided to come from a place of appreciation, and when I saw him walking down the street, I thought to myself, oh damn, look at this guy, he's walking with some swag right now, okay, I see you, that guy is the shit right there. If I went around with an attitude like this where I try to be positive rather than negative, I would be a much happier person. Another example is the reaction I have when I see bike cops. Back in the day, whenever I saw a bike cop, I would always think to myself, ooh, look, a bike cop, fucking fake cop out here, he wishes he was a real cop, ha, what a little bitch. But nowadays, I look at bike cops with a sense of appreciation. When I see one, I think to myself, oh damn, a bike cop. I wonder how many miles he bikes in a day. It must be a fuck ton, yo. He must be in extraordinary shape. Good for him. I know these examples are a little bit random, but the point I'm trying to make is that when you go out looking for how you can compliment people rather than how you can criticize them, you will be in a much better state of mind. So always look for the good in people, not the bad. Another way you can cope with your anger is by reminding yourself that everybody does what they do for a reason, and most likely that reason is not to piss you off. Because I've noticed that a lot of the time, the thing that makes me upset isn't the action of the other person. It's the fact that I feel like I'm getting disrespected. I just assume that they're doing what they're doing for the sole purpose of pissing me off. But this could not be farther from the truth. Most people are only concerned with what they're doing. They don't even notice you at all. So when your roommate is watching TV loud as fuck late at night, he's not doing it because he doesn't want you to get your sleep. He's just doing it because he wants to watch TV. And he doesn't even realize that it is super loud and preventing you from falling asleep. So instead of getting upset by it and building up resentment inside of you thinking, oh, this guy's such an asshole, he doesn't care if I get any sleep tonight, you could just politely ask him to turn it down a little bit. And if you ask him politely enough, he most likely will turn it down. Because most people don't want to be a burden to you. I mean, there are some assholes out there, but most people are good people. They don't want to piss you off, they just don't realize that what they're doing is pissing you off. Another thing you need to understand is that you won't solve any problems by getting angry. If anything, it will only make your problems worse. For example, the angriest I will ever get is when I'm driving. It's actually the one place where I'm unable to suppress my anger because I just start screaming at the top of my lungs. Anyone who's sat in my car before can back me up on that. I suffer badly from road rage. But to be fair, a lot of it is justified because we're out here driving these killing machines and these people are swerving through traffic at 90 miles per hour like they don't give a fuck. So it is okay to get a little bit upset about that because they are putting your life at risk. But the thing is that screaming at the top of your lungs will not make the situation any safer. It will only distract you from your own driving and make it more likely that you crash. So it's always better to stay calm and stay focused on the road. And I know that is a hard thing to do because there are some idiots out here on these roads, man. Like, I get tight just thinking about it. Then again, I'm not a perfect driver myself. That's another thing anyone who sat in my car before can tell you. Like, I'm actually a terrible driver. I mean, I've never been in a crash before, but there's been quite a few times where let's just say God was looking out for me. So who am I to get super pissed off when other people make mistakes on the road? Because Lord knows I've made my fair share. And that doesn't just pertain to driving. I've made plenty of mistakes in everything throughout my life. So whenever I find myself getting angry at someone for fucking something up, I remind myself of the fact that nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. But yeah, to sum up all the points I've made throughout this video, in order to deal with your anger, you need to stop being so judgmental and start looking for the good in people. Understand that most of the time people aren't trying to piss you off. Remind yourself that getting angry won't solve any problems, and remember that you are not perfect, and neither is anybody else. Keeping these 4 things in mind has allowed me to be a much less angry person. And as I said before, I still have a lot of work to do, but I'm definitely headed in the right direction. So I really do recommend that you all try to keep these things in mind as well. Because honestly, fuck being angry. It's not a good way to live. Anyways though, thank you all so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something from it as well. And I also hope that you all have an amazing day. Peace.